Hi friends, I have an update. I have completed my December 2025 junk journal. This is the third junk journal I have done. I started at the end of August, so I've got one for September. I've got another journal for October, November, and now here's December. I am excited to share this with you. It's quite a thick one. Look at how chunky he is. But what I wanted to do in this video is give you a tour and overview of me putting it together. If you don't know me, my name is Tania. Welcome to my channel. I am sharing my journey in junk journaling and invite you to follow along. So let's transition over to a different view and I'll take you through what I've been doing to finish this junk journal. I've laid the journal on my bed and put down an old towel to help with contrast. My bedspread is quite busy, so things can get lost in the patterns. So hopefully this will help you see things more clearly. I'll start with my charm. December was the first time I've made a journal bookmark charm. I was so happy to be able to get this done. I learned a lot in the process, and it was just a lot of fun to make. And here we have my name, Tania, in letters on the charm. So I just have it on a big jumbo paper clip, and I was using that throughout the month to document my pages and where I was at. So the cover of the journal is using digital art that I was able to get from a creator on Etsy, and I did go ahead and add into the drawing December 2025. This Tania Kuntz here is the lettering of one of the fellow members of the Thrifty Day community, Jordana, because I loved her handwriting style. So when I saw that that was how she addressed the envelope, I had to save it and put it on my journal. I do now include ribbons to tie all my junk journals because they can get quite thick. See how thick this one is? So the ribbon helps keep it in place. So let's go through the pages. Here's my inside front cover. I just have some stickers. I like to use book pages as backgrounds for my layouts. And I did want to include a Thrifty Day sticker because I participated in Leah's holiday card exchange this year. I've got a pocket on the front that I made, and I'll show you what's in the pocket shortly. These are a pair of earrings given to me by my friend Mary, and I don't wear earrings, but they had to go in my journal. Now, with my theme being Pink Christmas, the way I implemented the theme is that every single page I tried to have something pink and represents Pink Christmas. So you'll see that peppered all throughout. In this envelope, I have my notes. I do keep notes every day, kind of like a captain's log of what I've done in a day. And I keep that in the journal. This is helpful because I do not do physical journaling every day. I tend to journal in batch mode. So I will do several days at once, and it could happen days later. So having my notes is good because then I know what happened on any particular day. And then I have the back of the page. I did just do some decorations. This is a book page from Dr. Seuss painting book. Here are stamps from many different individuals who exchanged cards with me in Leah Green's 30-day holiday card gift exchange. There were about 200 of us participating. It was fun to save all the stamps, and I decided I would do a layout after seeing one of the other 30-day community members do the same. Alex Berry, I will include him or tag him in the description. So I just thought this was fun to see all the different types of stamps. It's not all the stamps. I couldn't fit all the stamps, but it's a nice sample. So let's turn the page. So here's my layout. Now I did use a stitch advent calendar for many of the days. So this number 2 here is because this was the second day of the advent calendar. So I would tear out the pieces. On this particular page, I do hide my journaling. So my journaling is it on that card? No. Oh, maybe I didn't journal on this day. Okay, maybe I didn't journal on this day. I thought maybe I had. But when I do journal, I do try to hide it. Sometimes I hide it very well. So I have these box covers here from the Christmas cards that were at Dollar Tree. I had found them one day when I was there. So I kept all the cards. So and then this particular day, my daughter had visited Safety Harbor and went out with her friends. I did do some journaling. It's here hidden in this note. And so I tucked that away like that. Let's see, for December 4th, my journaling is tucked away behind this particular tag. A lot of the ephemera and the elements you see are coming from other members of the Thrifty Day community. I tried to use as much of the ephemera as possible, but I did not probably even use a third of it. It was wild how much we were all exchanging. I like this layout because I do have a little hidden note here. This was Happy Mail that I received from another junk journaler, and so I used her Happy Mail to make this layout and get a little interactivity in. This is my spread for December 6th and December 7th. Now, what was fun about the 7th was I did a video where I shared a hack that I saw that junk journaler Rose Soma did to capture words and images off of cardboard by laying down packing tape and ripping it off. So I did that to grab the pizza elements from a Papa John's pizza box. So I was able to grab those and easily put them into my junk journal layout. On this particular page, my journaling is hid behind this tuck. I used the back of this elf playing card. I like this page because I used an envelope from the United States Postal Service. Again, with all the exchanges that were happening in the month of December, we were keeping that post office busy. So this is like just a tribute to or a recognition of all the mail that was going in and out. And I did do some journaling that I tucked away here. Here on this day, this is Happy Mail from another creator, another junk journaler. And here's my journaling for it. We did a state swap exchange. She sent me some state swap ephemera as well as other ephemera. So I used some of that to make this layout. What was fun here was that after I did this, I realized, this is a little collage. This might be good if I were learning how to do artist trading cards. And that is something that I want to learn how to do. So I felt that that gave me a little practice. One of my goals in 2026 is to learn how to make ATCs. Just another fun layout for another couple days in the month. This is a beautifully done handmade card from another junk journaler, Adrienne Barry. Her artwork is stunning. And I turned a napkin, a ephemera napkin from the exchange into a pocket to put her card into. I will include a link to her site in the description because you need to check out her work. In fact, Adrienne is the mother of Alex, who I got this idea from for the stamps. So they're a very creative and crafty family. This 2-page spread was one that I made using Happy Mail from another journaler in the community. Her name is Keisha. And so I used what she sent to make this spread. My journaling here is tucked behind this card, which I then put behind this paper. So she sent some fun stuff, and I definitely wanted to commemorate that included in the journal. This was such an incredibly fun day. This was December 12th. I went to the zoo with my daughter and a friend of hers, and here's my journaling about it. And then I was able to use the whole brochure from the zoo and put that right into the journal. I had lunch at Panera Bread. We went to go see the lights at Chick-fil-A after we went to the zoo. So I have the bag from that visit and lots of ephemera from the zoo here in Tampa to ephemera from the exchange. On December, let's see, what day is this? I don't even think I have the date on this one, but somewhere around the 13th, I received my first mailing from Daisy Pickle Shop and her sticker club. So I did put down the stickers that she sent. They are gorgeous stickers. I mean, look, you should see these in quality. Definitely go check out her channel. I will tag her in the description, but I was happy to be able to incorporate that. Here's where I've hidden my journaling on that card behind her holiday card that we got in exchange. This is just packaging from some cookies. We were watching a movie together as a family. Just another random page, nothing particularly remarkable here. Again, I have used the Stitch Advent Calendar. Again, my background pages do tend to come from books. In fact, for this particular journal, if I wasn't using ephemera from the exchange, or if I wasn't using my actual junk for a background page, the background pages came from children's books about Christmas. Mostly vintage, some modern, but I like to use book pages as backgrounds. Going to here, I did take a pause from my own personal memory keeping and decided to document some of the cards I received in the holiday exchange in my journal. I have 2 separate card holders for the almost 200 cards I received in the exchange, but I pulled some of those to put specifically in my December junk journal. This is the card from Leah Green, who is the person behind Thrifty Day, that she sent, as well as other cards that just spoke to me. This is Rebecca Hoot's card, so I will include links to their channels as well. I love this Thrifty Day train. More cards from the holiday exchange. You'll see, I tended to pull a lot of the pink Christmas ones, but there are just so many interesting designs. This was a spread that I created using Happy Mail. I received in another swap as well. So I had fun, just figuring out how to put that into the page. I also put this plastic piece from the United States Postal Service because when I got this mail from Tiffany, it had come apart. So the post office had put packaging around it to try to keep it together. And this is a medical recall notice for something that I used to do, but a CGM that I used to wear, but I no longer wear. My daughter went to the museum in Tampa, the Tampa Art Museum, so she brought me back some ephemera from there, including this map of the galleries. I love it when the family gets involved. And then my mother had given me a set of Disney books that had pop-outs in them. So this particular day, I cut out the pop-outs, and so I made a spread with some of those Disney pop-outs. That was nice. Another kind of random spread, nothing remarkable here. I did, because I knew that my January junk journal was going to be Elvis Stitch, I was seeking out Elvis and Stitch items and gone to Target, and they had these mystery boxes. And so I grabbed a mystery box because one of the options is Elvis Stitch, but that wasn't the one that I got in the mystery box. So I did some journaling about that. I had other things that I was able to do instead of using that figurine, but it was still fun. I went to McDonald's on this particular day and got their Disneyland 70th collab. And so that was fun. I got a couple of mystery figures and I kept the packaging so I could put it in the junk journal. We also had to have our van repaired. And so the repair shop is right next to McDonald's. So I have in here the card from the repair shop. But again, because it was right next to McDonald's, I said, oh, I got to go next door and get me that paper ephemera. I didn't even want the food. I wanted the packaging. This is another spread from also this weekend, and I did some journaling. The reason this brain is here because I spent some time organizing my ephemera, and I went down this whole spiral hole about how my brain works in order to do that categorization. So that was fun. I received a holiday card from a friend, so I put that in here. This particular dollar bill or money bill is from the exchange, someone in the exchange. And I put it here because I had a financial objective that I worked on this day in collaboration with some of my friends in a society that I volunteer with. So because of the financial objective that we were working on, I decided to put the money bill in here. This I love. This is a card and sticker from Betsy Creations. I will include her. Her card in the exchange was a junk journal tree. And I put it on this page because my husband had given me some junk journal papers as an early little Christmas gift. So I figured what better place to put her junk journal Christmas tree than on the page where I have papers that I got for my junk journaling. This was a spread to represent Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve, I went to a local thrift store and found so many books to use as ephemera. And so what I did as a background for this page was take something from not each book, several of the books that I got that day and use them as background pages. So this is a mix of papers from many different books that I picked up that day and ephemera. This was a piece of ephemera I got out of North Carolina. I'm from North Carolina. And then this is one of the cards that I picked up at the thrift store. So this is just a document hanging out and getting some additional gifts. This is my Christmas Day layout. When I got the stickers from Daisy Pickle Shop for Christmas, she had this Merry Christmas one. I specifically wanted to put it on my spread for Christmas Day. A lot of this is personal documentation of the things that I experienced on Christmas Day, of course, and our family. And I made this pretty elaborate pocket here with different pieces from things that we got. The background for this is using wrapping paper from our present. So this is a sampling of the wrapping paper we used this year. So I get to document that as part of my memories. The day after Christmas, we ended up going to the clinic. My daughter needed to have something taken care of. So I grabbed brochures from the clinic and used those as background pages. We went to Dunkin' Donuts afterwards. So I even asked them for an extra bag because I wanted to put it in my journal. And then my husband had given me these little mini brands mystery eggs. And so we opened those up and there were the cutest little mini paintings in there. So I wanted to take some of the brochures and document that. We went to the movies that weekend and we saw Avatar, Ash and Fire, which I just loved. And so I have this popcorn bag from which I picked up at a thrift shop. a thrift store, and then I did my journaling here on this card. A lot of this is ephemera. This sticker was from Pip Sticks. I had it already in my collection, and I had the popcorn bag in my collection. Oh, and this wrapping paper you see back here, I picked it up at the thrift store on Christmas Eve, so I used that. Then I have cards, more cards from the Thrifty Day community. I really wanted to, again, include more documentation in my December journal. This is a spread that I did using Happy Mail that I received from someone who isn't a member of the Thrifty Day community, but she was so kind in what she sent to me, I needed to do a spread. So I had fun creating this spread. This is ephemera from Angela. Then here is the first of two spreads for December 31st. December 31st being the last day of the year, I used more ephemera from the exchange. I have an Elvis desk calendar, so I used the picture of him from that day as well as the date indicator. And I did some journaling back here behind this flip onto this card just to document a little bit about how the year had gone, you know, the things we went through this year. Now, December 31st is also the anniversary of my husband and I. So this is our anniversary spread. We celebrated by going to have dinner at J. Alexander's. And I did a video where I talked about how I specifically asked the waiter for ephemera to include in my journal. So he was able to give me a give me a full J. Alexander's menu. If you have seen those menus, they are big. And so I wasn't sure how I was going to incorporate it, but I did manage to get it in here. So I did some journaling. I had folded this menu into 4, and even folded into 4, it takes up this much of the page. And then the second page of the menu I made as an inset, and this is a listing of the features. And I love the fact that it actually says December 31st. It has got our date on here. Love that. My daughter earlier that day had brought me donuts from this Mochi Nut place, so I wanted to document it. Now after that, we have, that was the last day of the year, right? So after that, I have put in here a whole bunch of cards and ephemera from the holiday card exchange. Again, I just wanted to be able to document this incredible experience of participating in this event. I mean, it really was an event. Forgive my fingers for going over the camera. Now, this is fun. I made a pocket to hold all these playing cards that I got during the exchange. And yeah, it's a lot to put in here. They do keep falling out. But you know what? I like it. So I'm leaving it. So I will continue to battle them. But I wanted to have them in here. I like playing cards. But that, you know, helps make this journal a bit chunky. So I will have to deal with those consequences. But I enjoy the feeling that I get just looking at them being there. This is a little dad joke card that was in one of the cards. It was so fun. More ephemera from the exchange. More ephemera. Again, I was just having fun trying to use it and get it laid down. And again, if maybe you can go back to the video, but every page I tried to make sure I had something pink Christmas. And this is the last page of the journal. I used this pocket that came as a item in one of the cards from one of the other 30 Day community members in order to capture and hold different pieces of notes and papers as I chronicled the year. This was a beautiful poem that came to us from Faylene, one of the community members at Thrifty Day. And Faylene had sent me letters to form my name. Love this. So I had to put that in there. And then the last day of this journal, I have put in here this paper that I received from my friend Mary. And I like it. Oh, what fun. Because truly, December was so much fun. I really felt more festive this year than I have felt in many, many years past about the holidays. And I attribute that almost in part in whole to participating in this exchange. So this is my December 2025 junk journal. I am now going to be able to have it rest on the shelf with all of my others. And well, all my others. This is only junk journal number 2. No, number 3. Number 3. This is junk journal number 3. Not like I've been doing this for very long. So now I get to focus and concentrate on my January junk journal. So thank you for watching. I hope this has been interesting, maybe giving you some ideas for things you can do in your journal. Not that I know it all. I have so much to learn, and I learn from you all in the community, and I appreciate everything you share with me. And I look forward to continuing to engage in the community. And happy crafting to everybody.